What if you merge Jujutsu Kaisen with Mob Psycho?
That would never work. They're nothing alike.
Really? Think about it. Both of the shows have a supernatural setting. The main characters want to live a normal life but are dragged into hunting down evil spirits. Negative emotions fuel their cursed energy or trigger psychic explosions. They both have a top tier animation, brown-haired likable heroine, quirky mentor, and a school setting. They may have different art styles or tones, but they are definitely compatible.
Don't do it. There's no telling what would happen.
I'll take my chances. Oh wait, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Data books say that you gotta like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell first. Alright, did you do it? Then it's time for Dandadan. This shit is fire. So the MC looks like Shigyu, but he's possessed by an evil spirit like Yuji? Interesting. And the heroine looks and acts like Nobara, but has smaller boobs? We were an inch away from perfection. Oh, and she's the one with psychic powers? The art style feels like a fine line between the realism of Jujutsu Kaisen and Mob Psycho's goofiness. So it can be both comedic and graphic. Smart. I never knew I needed this, but here we go. Let's put it to the test. It is time for odd reviews, everybody. The show's art style is quirky, and so is the opening. The bloody red color already establishes how graphic it can get, and the strong and beautiful melody, the bizarre dances and stances promise that it can be fun and bizarre as well, and it fulfills that promise from the very first few seconds of the show. It kicks off with this thug telling this girl that she has to pay him money to land a date with him. He walks around as Kira did around Jotaro and tells her that he would accept her body as a payment method. And she responded with a spinning kick right to the face, which he blocked. And they started fighting. The guy kicked her in the stomach and then dumped her. Alright, hold on, what the hell am I watching? Rewind. Oh, he's her boyfriend. So the Nobara of this show did get a boyfriend after all. Let's see. She is quite extroverted. That's why they decided to start the show with her. Since Kin is an introvert, it is highly unlikely for him to make the first move. And what kickstarted their friendship is quite fitting as well. She noticed that this awkward looking boy was getting bullied for being different and doing what he loves and believes in, something she's quite familiar with, and decided to do what no one did for her. She protected him. And because this is the first time he was noticed, he mustered his courage and awkwardly pursued her back. Aggressively. Which led to her to roll back and do exactly what the other dudes did to him. Be cruel. The guy went from excited to dead silent, and that made her feel guilty, and she felt obliged to continue with that conversation. Although he's far from her ideal partner, they both believe firmly in a fantasy. He believes in aliens and she believes in ghosts, and both of them deny the existence of what the other party believes in, creating immediate tension. They are quite the opposite in terms of personality, but they have something in common. The boy is determined to prove to the girl that aliens exist, so he guides her into a UFO hotspot, and the girl is determined to prove to the boy that ghosts exist, so she guides him into a cursed tunnel. Both of them haven't seen the phenomena firsthand and are desperate to prove not only to themselves but to someone who denies their existence. This contrast creates a rich dynamic. The story cleverly places them in situations where their beliefs are validated. The girl does encounter aliens and the boy faces ghosts, and they discover that the fantasy that they had spent their entire lives believing in is actually true, and this occurs simultaneously, connected through a real-time phone call. A great touch, I may say, which allowed both characters to share their discoveries and experience the moment firsthand. Given they are both obsessive, their actions did indeed match their personalities, and the conversations flowed naturally. The boy believed in aliens because he was never noticed, and the girl believed in ghosts because she loved and respected her grandma, and her grandma was a spirit medium, or whatever the fuck that is. The flashback that explains both their perspectives was brief and inserted appropriately when their unverified obsessions were questioned. The show can be funny, touching, eerie, and surprisingly graphic as well. And the transition was quick and surprising. Mob was placed in a tunnel without his powers to face what feels like a cursed spirit from Jujutsu Kaisen, and Nobara was placed in a building with some aliens with bizarre designs that you may get from merging two Mob Psycho characters. The Grandma Spirit wants pee-pee, and the alien wants wee-wee. And for the rest of the episode, Ayase is gonna be half naked. Okay, I might have gotten a little comfortable. I can't watch this on my plasma TV. Time to switch to the phone and put some headphones too. Oh, why is he opening her legs like that? Is this a hentai? That doesn't exist exist in Jujutsu Kaisen Mob Psycho. Ah, shoot. I might have accidentally added the X substance while merging. Ah, of course. The possessed spirit saves the MC. Just like in Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, things are back to normal, thank God. Ah, would you look at that. So the habit that the grandma taught her is what eventually saved her? The alien stimulated her brain enough to activate her powers. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's so messed up twist. Okay, things were good so far, but I think how she will save is a little stupid. Usually it's easy to criticize enemies, but I don't have much to say about this one. One thing worth mentioning though is that they discovered the existence of aliens and ghosts fairly easy and quickly, and it didn't take much to alert those entities, which makes me wonder, why didn't they fall into those traps before? Oh wait, so the alien wants wee-wee and Mob doesn't have wee-wee. And ghosts want pee-pee and Ayase doesn't have pee-pee. Alright, okay. Okay, but what about other people? The US government does recognize the existence of aliens, so evidence of them does exist, and spirits can be exceptionally hard to prove. Still, I think that if creatures like this did exist, they would be dealt with rather quickly. Since there are people that specialize in defeating them, I think they would hear about these things before the public does. And I don't think that the UFO would go so easily undetected. But I'm glad that the show tried to add some realism to the show, and they did so as early as the first episode, and that's quite rare if you ask me. I mean, most of the enemies, they don't really care about adding realism. They just, boop, this element exists and this element exists, it doesn't matter what it does to the world, you know what I mean? But this show tried to make things make some sense, and that has to be appreciated. I do think that the show missed the chance to add the Shuri on top. Wouldn't you think that it would have been interesting to see the reaction of both Ayase and Kin if they had failed to prove the existence of what they believed in? I would have wanted to see how they would deal with such disappointment, even if temporary. But I guess a first episode has a limited amount of time, and in my opinion, they did use their time very well. The conversations are mostly natural, except for some occasions where Ayase kinda overshares her traumas and goals with a person she just met today. And while Ayase did overshare a little bit, Kin, in the other hand, did not overshare even when asked. And this highlights the difference in their personality. The show managed to tell us so many things. They have given us enough to work with, and they made sure we know why discovering the existence of aliens or ghosts is important to the main characters, which made the impact of their discovery more satisfying. It could have been even more satisfying if they had tried a little bit harder and had to use up more effort to get there. But again, within the time frame that they had, they did exceptionally well. One thing that I love about this show is that it used the awkward guy trope with the bold girl trope in a way that creates chemistry, which is something that is rare to see in anime, because we often see in anime awkward guys get attention from women unconditionally, even when they didn't deserve it, or with barely doing any effort. They usually don't really have any likable traits that a girl like that would be interested in. Wow, guys, I think we're in the presence of a masterpiece. Most of the things are well done, and I don't really have much to criticize. And you know me, I love to criticize. I can't wait to review the rest of the episodes. It's gonna be so much fun. Alright, that's it for the episode. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out. Shana.